Catherine Christian, let me turn to you and let's talk about this trial that is going to begin on Monday. We are expecting jury selection to effectively get underway on Monday. Just to remind our viewers, these are the alleged payments that Trump made in the hush money case with Stormy Daniels. Prosecutors are casting this as an election interference case. We should say that. But what are you going to be watching for on Monday when jury selection gets underway?
Well, I'm going to be watching for Donald Trump's behavior. Unlike the civil case with Jean Carroll, where he got up and walked out the courtroom because he didn't like what he was hearing, he can't do that in a criminal trial. No one can do that. None of the prosecutors, the defense attorneys, or Donald Trump. He's going to have to sit there. He'll only be able to leave when there's a break. Will he be able to? Remember, there's a gag order, and the gag order prevents him from making statements against prospective jurors. Will he be able to refrain from doing that? Will he be able to refrain from making statements about prospective witnesses? Will he be able to refrain from making statements about the DA's staff? So he's going to hear things that will probably irritate him. And he'll, at the lunch break and at the conclusion of the day, there'll be cameras and microphones in front of him. What will he say? How will he act as he's sitting there as the jurors are being questioned by both sides and the judge? So that's what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be looking for what his lawyers are going to be asking. Are they going to try to tactically try to remove people, what they call for cause, and say, Your Honor, this is proof that we can't get a fair trial because everyone we're asking questions to are so clearly biased. So that's what I'm going to be looking for. In a warning, this jury selection will not be over in a week. It'll probably be at least 2 weeks because you also have the Passover holiday and they'll have days off for that.
Well, it is going to be historic. It's going to be fascinating, that's for sure. Let's talk about the potential witnesses. You'd have to think that Michael Cohen will be at the center of this. Of course, his former attorney who alleges that this hush money payment took place, that he was reimbursed by former President Trump. What witnesses will you be watching for? What do you anticipate we'll hear from Michael Cohen, who's a very complicated witness, Catherine?
He's complicated. He has baggages. Anytime you have a witness who has a criminal record, particularly for lying, that's a problem. But it appears that the prosecutors will be able to, we'll see if it'll happen, but they plan to corroborate everything he says. So he's going to say that, you know, there was this agreement that I would pay her off and then I would get reimbursed and then we would put in the business records that they were legal expenses. Well, you're going to have the control of the Trump organization. You're going to have the accounts payable person from the Trump organization who will corroborate that. So there will be the documents that will corroborate that. So it will not just be Michael Cohen saying, trust me, this is true. You will have other people, and I'm saying plan to, because I know as a prosecutor, you put a witness on the stand and you hope they're going to say what you want them to say, and suddenly something else comes out of their mouth. So we can expect that the prosecutors are hoping that every word out of Michael Cohen's mouth is corroborated. And once you do that, you can argue to the jury, yes, he has this conviction for lying. Yes, you know, he's not the, you know, we're not saying he's the best person in the world. But what he said to you, you can believe because of the other evidence in the case that corroborates it.
Catherine, very quickly, Trump has tried to delay this case as other cases. He's tried, I think, just 3 times this week alone to delay this hush money case. Does he have any other recourse heading into Monday or into this trial to delay it?
Not legal. I mean, stuff happens, you know, there are real earthquakes, people get sick, but barring some unforeseen legitimate thing like that, there really are no other legal recourses that he has that will work.
All right, Catherine Christian, thank you so much for your great legal analysis. We will be talking to you a lot along the way. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.